Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to the
Howdy.
3/4 Time podcast. Now, I'm Janus. I'm joined with the wonderful Cookie and the sensational T-Dub.
Bang.
Now, boys, a
Hello,
pretty good
Jonas.
week of football, a great week of footy, a few fiery encounters, a few scraps, a few biffs in the games this week.
Love a bit of biffo.
Bit of biffo, you love a bit of biffo, but today we're focusing on Gather Round.
Yes.
Gather Round's coming up on Thursday night.
Oh, that's big.
We are all doing a little bit of a road trip up from Melbourne town.
We are.
Um,
Very
now,
exciting.
boys, what are our experiences with the old City of Churches?
You go first, T-Dub.
I haven't been to Adelaide since I was 3. So I
What did you do there when you went?
Pardon?
What did you do when you went?
I don't remember much. I vaguely remember the person. We have family friends over there, or kind of more friends of my mum than anything else. And we went and stayed over there when I was like 3. And then I vaguely remember their house, and I vaguely remember their street. Couldn't tell you anything else about the place. This was back in
Do you remember any churches?
no. This was back in, I believe. Oh, how old am I? I reckon this was in around 2005. This was a long time ago. I'm 21 in case you want to do the maths at home. But yes. What about you,
Bang.
Cookie? You've definitely had a bit more experience in the City of Churches than myself and Janus. I can only assume.
2005, the Graham Johncock era, as I call it.
Oh, back in the day.
Not really.
Jeez, that's
The
a good name.
Birdman.
That's a great name. So is
I
Birdman.
use him for all my Gridleys and stuff like that. Yes, I've gone to Adelaide a little bit more recently just because my partner's mum's side are from Adelaide, big Crows fans, so there's that. And then last year made the trek down with a mate to see the Hawks lose that game against Port in the semi-final. So I'm very eager to get one back. And fair to say, I was going for the Saints today.
Ooh,
But
very nice.
yeah, I've only been to one game of footy there though. I've been to a BBL game at Adelaide Oval. Been
Nice.
to 3 Adelaide United games though, so that's what I'm familiar
Bang,
with.
he's a
There.
real fan.
Oh, bang.
The Reds.
Well,
Yes.
Jonas, have you been?
yeah, I've been to Adelaide. We went once on a family trip, I think when I was in prep. So that would have been what, 2009.
Oh, bang.
The only it was a bit traumatic though, that family trip,
He
because
bumped into some Port fans.
no, well, I was in the I was trying out the spa for the first time, and I remember I got caught in one of the spa jets.
Hang on a minute. Where's this going?
That was quite traumatic. I was just shocked as a young boy. I got caught up in a
And then he
spa
walked
jet.
into the church.
And then probably 2 days later,
Oh,
I got stuck in one of the rooms. The spring of the door, dislodged, and we couldn't open the door. So I was
Bang.
stuck in there for about 2 hours. So I'm hoping to, let's just say, rectify my demons when we go there on Thursday.
Beautiful.
yeah.
Well, let's get into the podcast. So every
Yes.
week, I begin the podcast with a historical game from the recording date of our podcast. We're going to call this Groundhog Day. We're going to call it. I've got a bit of a different one for us today. Usually I go with close encounters. Today, we're going back to round 2, 1990.
Oof.
And we are going to North Melbourne's biggest ever win. It was against the Tigers at the MCG. They won 32-17, 209 to Richmond 9-14, 68. Now, my trivia question for the day is, which North player kicked 12 goals that game, which is a career high for him? Does anyone have any sort of guess? And I'll give you a clue. He's been heavily involved with the AFL in the last 15 years. Still.
Horse.
Bang on the money.
Great
Exactly.
call.
The
I was
horse
probably going to
kicked
say
12
Sino.
on the G that day.
Horse.
Bang.
Kick 12.
It's
Jeez.
still North. It's still North's biggest ever win. They kicked 81 points in the first quarter. Believe it or not. So the
Jeez.
Tigers
like-
absolutely mauled.
That's like when Essendon played
Richmond.
Gold Coast in 2011.
Oh,
They kicked,
yeah.
They kicked
They kicked, like,
94
95
points in the
points in the
first quarter
quarter.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great shout. Imagine coughing up
There you
81
go.
points in round 2 in the first quarter
At the G.
at the G. Like, what year was that? Did you say 1990?
1990, I think.
1990.
Oh,
That was bad year for
And I
footy.
believe
Start of the
Horse
season.
kicked 12 against Richmond the year later as well. Pretty
Bad
sure.
bad year
oh
for
so we like
Love
playing against the
playing the Tigers.
Tigers.
Yep, exactly. There you go. That's the game for this week.
the crowd on
I
that
wonder
day
if
was
that translated
18,000 to the
posting
MCG.
record. How much?
18,000.
18,000.
18,000 to the MCG.
18,000 saw Richmond get mauled by some kangaroos.
Yes. Richmond didn't finish last that year. And North didn't
They
even
did.
make the top 5. There you go.
Damn.
That
Who
is
finished last that year?
the Brisbane Bears.
Oh,
So that was a bad year for football. Collingwood played Essendon in the grand final.
that's right.
That's like,
There you go.
Well, yeah,
well
great
done,
work,
great
Cookie.
man.
That's a great call. Really good.
really
Now,
delving in.
coming out of this season, not of this season, of this week, there's a very, let's just say, controversial moment. And it involves the Adelaide Crows again. Now, this poor footy club have been at the centre of some pretty bad umpiring calls. About 4 from memory, 5 from memory. Now, Rankin, was it a mark, boys? Was it a mark / free kick?
Yes.
Mark,
Yes to
no
what?
free kick.
Yeah. They call. Yeah. It was a mark.
All I can say is watching the game, and he got that ball. My first thought was a mark, and he marked it.
Yeah, so did I.
Exactly.
My gut instinct was he marked it, but poor bloke, he's been at this. That's the second one he's copped. He ran too far against Collingwood, and now this.
I wouldn't say he's copped.
But
He
the
ran like
AFL
23 metres against the Pies.
Yeah, but I listen. I've seen. I don't call it often enough.
Paddy Cripps ran like 30 metres one day against Adelaide and kicked it out of the middle, kicked a goal. It was a beautiful day at the football. But
But
yes,
the AFL have come out. The AFL have come out and they've conceded that it should have been paid a mark. I think.
see why.
But yeah, exactly
Like,
right. You got
why?
to feel bad for Adelaide because now it's another one where the AFL said, "Well, our bad. Cop it though. Just deal with it."
I believe they also considered the Jed Walter play on. Pretty sure.
Oh yeah, that's right. But that
That
was,
was-
less. That was less obvious. Like you could obviously see what he was trying to do, but
A brain fade.
he did have a brain fade.
What a game,
Hey,
though.
well
That was
done, Jed
definitely game of
Walter.
the round.
Oh,
Game of the year so
100%.
far, easily. I mean, there's been so many blowouts this year.
Good job, Blue
It's good to
Boys.
see a 1-point thriller. You know. I mean, how good was Thilthorpe? Kicked 5. He had 16 touches. I mean, he almost single-handedly won Adelaide the game. But it was great to see the bit of fire between him and Mr. Big Mac Andrew.
It was great.
Hey, what are your takes? What's your take on that? On the big fight?
I don't even know what they were arguing about, but it was just funny to watch. It's just,
You know, well, the thing is, hasn't Dimmer compared? Doesn't Dimmer want the Suns to play like the bad boy Pistons of the
Yeah,
90s?
like
Yes.
the Pistons. Yeah,
I was going to say it's very NBA like.
it's
The-
good. I mean,
the
it's good
footy
that
like
they're
jumper
bought
punch
into
is the
that.
equivalent of an NBA like trash talk.
Yeah.
It was good to see. I think any publicity for the Suns is good publicity. That's what I think.
That's a great call.
100%.
That is a really, really good call.
And it's the AFL's club. and I think we all want the Suns to do well because we just want them to do well. They've been
I'm
in comp for
a
what?
Carlton supporter. I basically barrack for Gold Coast at this point.
Yeah.
But I wonder if a game like that will start creating a rivalry between the Crows
That's
and
what you want.
the
what
Suns.
you
I mean, no one is having Gold Coast as a rival. No one hates Gold Coast.
Oh no,
It's
Brisbane
probably
do.
good for the
Does now.
club. Like, it's probably good for the club to all of a sudden, because the players won't forget this. The players won't forget
Round
the
19.
1-point losses. Mac Andrews sort of getting into Riley Thilthorpe, who has kicked 5 on him.
Yeah, that was a bit strange.
So the players won't forget that. So I hope that's the start of a bit more brutality in Suns games.
Good for the fans up in the coast.
All 5 of them. But yeah.
Oh, if
They're
they win
growing.
that, they'll get more.
They had heaps
growing,
when
it's
Ablett
happy
was
there.
playing. You watch old highlights of them playing in like 2014. They had way more
Mm.
fans than they have a lot now. Oh, a lot strong. I wonder what their membership numbers are. Over or under 30, do we reckon?
Under.
I reckon 27.
10,000 of those are
27
bought by the
players.
AFL.
Yeah, that's not that's not the that's not the question. The Gold Coast Suns in 2024 had 26,157
Oh,
members.
wasn't far off.
They've had a 91%
Well, if they make finals, that'll
growth
jump.
since 2019.
Mm.
You know what's crazy? The Giants have 36,000
The Suns had a great
members.
win.
Who was that?
The Giants have 36,000 members.
This is pretty good.
North
I
are
reckon their
third last
social
with
media,
50.
their social media probably helps with that.
They've also made like 4 prelims.
That is also true.
The social media has definitely influenced them, but they've made prelims and a grand final.
They've made finals. They've played finals.
I mean, the Suns. If the Suns played finals this year, right? How many more members do they get? 10,000.
probably go up by 10. Yeah. 40
Yeah.
odd.
Definitely.
No, it'll be good. It'll be good for the AFL to see Gold Coast, hopefully, after 15 years or whatever it is.
I think everyone wants them to play
2011.
finals.
Yeah,
2011.
2011. So that's 14 years. So that's 14 years for a finals berth, hopefully, this year.
14 years.
I really
That's
want
a
to. I
long
really
time.
want to make some Essendon jokes here.
That's a long time. Well, Tony Mockbell's come out of prison and he hasn't missed
Hang
a
on a minute.
Essendon final.
We've really just taken.
Who?
That's Tony Mockbell, the kingpin. He's come out of the big house and he still hasn't missed
And
an
he-
Essendon final.
He still hasn't seen Essendon play a final.
I did not think about that when I saw that news the other day.
There you go. That's a bit of.
Jeez, that puts it into context.
Yeah, it does.
That's
That's great, Jonas.
that's
great work.
really good work from you. That is that's really, really good work. I'll tell you what else was some good work.
Got a bit of a spray actually from Aisha for my comments on Essendon last week, saying the Port game was a complete waste of time. I got a bit of feedback.
A bit of feedback from the partner.
Wasn't good.
What from the
Yeah.
misso? What'd she say?
I said, don't listen to what you hear on the pod. That's what I said to her.
Oh,
Anyway,
you
I won't stop
weak
saying it.
man.
Mate, back yourself. Back yourself.
Oh, I'm kidding.
No, she knows what I really think.
I think we all do.
Yeah, and I'm pretty
All right,
sure.
where are we going with that?
Yeah, what were
Tito?
you saying?
I was gonna
Tino? What was
say
the,
I can't even remember what I said, but Fogarty's got a tattoo of a Cooper's can on his bicep. What do we?
Bang.
Exactly.
What do we think about that?
I mean, it's a good tattoo. It's very
It's
detailed.
not half bad.
Very detailed. It's
Would
quite
you
big.
get a tattoo of a sponsor on your bicep? I guess how much are you going to be paid? How much are they
You
going to
think
pay
he's
you?
getting paid for it though?
Of course he
Probably.
is.
He has to.
But it's a lifelong. Well, I wonder how much he's.
He would have to get something.
Probably-
funny
I've
'cause
never
I
even
heard-
had
Probably
it.
get,
This is
probably gets a
beer,
year's
isn't it?
worth of
Good.
cans.
Yeah, true.
just a year for having a
Permanent.
lifelong tattoo, lifelong evidence.
Actually,
of
that's a
your
good call. He should probably just get
partnership.
free slabs whenever he wants. Gets a free slab
Yeah,
a month or
100%.
something. Maybe not that much.
Or maybe gets, I don't know, a slab for every goal he kicks. Maybe.
Or every time he just pumped the bicep.
True.
It is
I
interesting.
heard
though.
that the AFL it doesn't breach anything because they're
Yeah.
not like a
Major
major.
competitor.
I don't know. There's major competitor. I think Telstra you can't. do
Toyota and
anything.
Telstra are the
Toyota
main
as well.
two
Yeah.
that are
Oh,
protected.
really?
Carlton
Yeah.
Draft, they don't fall under the same category of sponsor.
I'm waiting for someone to rock up with a Vodafone tattoo. That's interesting though, because if
Yeah.
someone had like a Lamborghini, for example, like a Matador, a Lamborghini Bull, would the AFL make you censor that?
They probably would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But are they a direct competitor of Toyota though? Not really.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're saying.
But if it
But,
was
but
like
if you got like a
if it was Ford,
Hyundai or something, a
Yeah.
Ford,
Oh,
yeah,
you'd be done.
yeah, you'd be asked to just wear
Yeah.
a sleeve. But I'd love to see that. I'd love to see someone rock up with a Vodafone tattoo or an Optus tattoo. Oh, that'd be so funny. That would be absolutely
But
hilarious.
would you be able to wear an Optus tattoo in Perth?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
because Telstra's like one of the lead brands. Optus just sponsor the ground.
They sponsor the ground, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting to think about. I mean, I really thought about it like that.
Yes. That's actually led me to another thought I've just had. If you could be sponsored by any brand, what would you want to be sponsored by?
Ooh.
As an AFL player.
As anything.
Or
As
just in
a
general.
footballer, basketballer. It's a hard one to
That's a
think about.
great question.
It is a
What would I
really
wanna be
good
sponsored
question.
by?
I've never thought about it.
It does depend what sport you play.
I'll tell you what, when I went to the Collingwood game on Thursday night and they kicked a goal, the Nike logo would like come up everywhere and the whole stadium
Oh,
would go
yeah.
kind of arc. It looked
Nike
pretty
would be a good one.
I think they just did it well. It suits Collingwood.
Yep, and what have we got?
Black and white.
Carlton have got Grandmother Ham.
Actually, when we were at one of the Carlton games, Aisha was like, "What is that sponsor?" And I'm like, Carlton, the
Ham.
Logs, they like cooking ham. And she was like, "What?" I tried to make the link.
I don't even know why we
Yeah.
have the Grandmother Ham.
I
Someone
like
had
it.
Steggles for a while. I think that was the Roosters.
Yeah, the
Had
chokes.
what? Steggles.
Yeah, the chickens.
Chicken brand.
That's a great sponsor.
Yeah.
Cookies.
So other than we've got Geelong and Ford. There's Roosters.
100-year partnership, by the way.
Yes. Cats, Ford,
That's actually great.
Roosters, Steggles. What are some other brands that you just associate with clubs?
Good one.
Like, I'd say Richmond and Jeep.
Oh, true.
Yeah, that's a great one.
When I say Hawthorn, what do you
Toyota
think
have always
of?
sponsored Adelaide.
Yeah, true.
Hawthorn, you think of
What do you think of when I say Hawthorn?
Hawthorn, I think of like Ironet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ironet for a while. Tasmania, yeah.
Collingwood and
Changes,
Emirates,
though.
actually. Collingwood and Emirates. That's been around for a while.
Blues and
What about the
Hyundai have
Blues?
been around for ages.
North and Mazda.
Mazda, yeah.
Mazda, yeah.
Yeah, North and
that's a good
Mazda,
one.
they've been around for ages.
What about globally?
I always think about Manchester United and Vodafone,
Ooh, I like it.
but like David Beckham wearing that.
I tell you
jumper,
what
wearing
I
that
see a
jersey.
lot now when I watch NBA games on like the live pass. Because they all have their own like live streams.
Yeah.
They're always advertising like the casinos in their city every time.
Mm-hmm.
And like every single half court shot is like the Potawatomi Casino half court shot. I think that's the Miami. I think that's the Bucks one.
Now the Magic
They're
are
it's always the casinos.
Magic are Starry, the soft drink.
Oh, that's like the Starry Ball in the All Star game.
The lemon,
right?
yeah. So the Magic are
Yeah.
sponsored by Starry. So they yeah, every a word from Starry. Every single every bloody break in play. Oh, it's so annoying. It's not. We don't have them here. I jokingly wanted to import one to see if I could. It was going to cost me $50 to import a Starry drink.
Dang.
And I'm like, I ain't doing that. I don't love them
worth
that much.
Yeah. All right. What other
Anyways.
games stood out for you this round? Performances. Jesse kicked 9 today.
Kick 9.
The clinic.
9 straight from 10 kicks.
Stringer still hasn't been able to notch one after having 3 shots directly in front. But anyway.
He's kicked 4. He's kicked 5 behinds now. 6 or so.
Oh, it's going to be
but
the Wiz all over again.
Yeah, the game
Pretty
that
much.
stood out to me for the wrong reasons, I suppose, was actually North versus Sydney. Now, I tipped North. I really
Same.
thought they would.
You fools.
I
I'm
thought
an
they'd
idiot.
actually put up. Yeah, I thought they'd put up a fight, or I mean, I actually thought they could win. But they
It's usually
were,
what you think when you tip someone.
Yeah, I know. They were supremely uncompetitive. That's
For a
all I'll
quarter,
say.
they were. As in the third
But
quarter, they
then-
were really poor.
Yeah, I mean, I liked what I did like. I liked how Constanti actually started 18 brawls. He obviously, he's obviously a bit of a myth that he didn't play a game for him. He had something to prove, so I like that. But
You thought that
they
was
just
bad.
couldn't move the ball. North Melbourne,
Swans look good.
they just couldn't move it. The Swans locked up the corridor, and North all of a sudden didn't know what to do with the ball. They'd bite off an aggressive kick, turn it over, bang. And he
Shout
would-
out. Speaking of aggressive
Goal.
kicks, shout out Riley Bice. That guy is so
Worthy
good.
product.
He's playing some good football. He's played 2 games,
100%.
admittingly, or 3, but he's
And he's got an unsung hero vote.
he does. He certainly does.
Respect to him, but yeah, unreal
The
game.
mature age recruits. He's mature age, I'm pretty sure, isn't he?
I think he's
Pretty sure he
24.
is.
so yeah,
he is.
Players are going to that more and more, I feel like, these days. And it's just
100%. I
hanging off.
mean, Werribee becoming quite a I don't know, good factory for clubs to pick up.
It's good.
But not too much money. I mean, last
Breeding
year,
ground.
Jordan Henderson, he got picked up by Melbourne, as did what's his name, old guy, Aiden Johnson, I think. And you see, they all like I thought Henderson was actually quite good on a Friday night.
Yeah.
When he played for Melbourne, I actually thought he was quite good, and it was nice to see at the end of the game, Manor and Henderson sort of meet up and have that photo. We go from the small leagues up to the big ones.
It's good.
Bang.
You want
I
success
think
out
North's
of the
VFL team
Sorry, you keep
got a
going.
100-point win or something.
Over,
I don't know, but they're going to definitely have selection.
problems.
Wait, was it? Oh, no, maybe it was the Giants.
No, I think you're thinking the Giants. I think they beat Sandringham quite comfortably.
No, it was the Giants. Yep.
A lot
That's
of
what I'm thinking.
So
yeah.
the Gold Coast.
Toby
For the Giants.
McMullen or
Hey, mate.
something had
Flying.
Gold Coast beat Preston, or were called Preston. Northern Bull Ants by 125 points.
Jesus Christ.
Dang.
It's a big win.
Actually,
Well,
we did
Harry
see Big H was back.
Yeah, Harry Mackay, everyone got around him kicking his goal in the VFL.
Yep.
Good to see.
Yep.
You reckon he comes back in? Great man.
Yep.
But-
Man, a few words, but when he
And
speaks,
Elijah
nobody
Hollins
listens.
was playing, wasn't he?
He played pretty well. He'll come in, I reckon, as well. If his fitness isn't questioned, he'll come in. Who else will come in? I reckon Durden might come in as well, and Boyd will come in
Did
too. There'll
Boyd
be
play-
4
Yeah,
changes,
Boyd.
I
Yeah,
reckon.
Boyd play.
I reckon
Yep.
Mackay comes in for Young. I reckon, and then I reckon Boyd comes in for Cowan. And then Durden and Hollins come in for Probably Lord and Will White or Ashton Moyer.
Got a question for you, T-Dub.
Yep.
What do you reckon the Blues should do with Doherty?
Great
Play him
question.
for the rest of the year? Like, keep assisting? What are your thoughts?
I thought he was better against Collingwood. Same with Nick Haynes. I thought he was pretty good too. He's improving. The other
I
partner
guess you
in
can't bring someone out if you ain't got no one to bring in.
Yeah, that's our problem. I watched some of the VFL game yesterday. And just on like it, I love it when the standalone clubs play well because it's
100%.
it's just good. Like Southport have got good players. No, like Brownlow medalists by any stretch, but they've got just good, solid nugget footballers. They're just nuggety. They're big guys, especially their ruckman Crosley. That man is a big boy. He's a big, big
Got a
man.
great mustache as well.
He looks like Merv Hughes. It's actually beautiful.
That's a great call.
But I mean, excuse me, the Suns and the Giants have had 100-point wins in the reserves because they have depth. Like,
Yeah.
the Blues just don't have depth. They just don't. It's just the reality. Because our list is
Box
so
good.
top end money heavy, the bottom end just falls out. There's no one down there. And like, when's the last time, probably Jordan Boyd, when's the last time you heard of like a Carlton player that became just an absolute gun that's not a top draft pick? Like,
I couldn't tell you.
or not someone that's traded in that's already proven.
Are you referring to their poor development
It's not
of young players?
poor development of young players. It's more like you look at Geelong, right? Or look at trying to think of another better example.
I mean, Geelong's a
Gold
good
Coast doing
example.
all right.
Now, but Gold Coast have the academy, so that's different. But I mean,
Yeah,
like
true.
picking up players like Manor, like
Or Stewart.
yeah, picking up someone like
You know,
Stewart.
Stewart. Even someone like Corey Enright was like late in the draft. Lawson Humphreys was second last pick in the draft.
Like, I don't expect them to find the next Tom Brady. But like, when was the last time Carlton had like a genuine draft gem? Like just someone in like the third round that is a gun. Like, never. It's top picks or traded in players. Like, you look at Carlton's best players. Mackay, Cripps, Wiedering, De Koning, Walsh, Curnow, Hewitt, Chera, Sard, Newman. Actually, Newman, that's probably the best example. Even though he was traded in, but you can still
Yeah,
trade
it wasn't
in.
that good though.
You can still trade in a player and them shine. Like, he's come second in our best and fairest the last 2 years. But anyway, no, just on just on the game, Collingwood just too good. Blues just they were better, but to be honest, that was more about Collingwood than us. People are like, Carlton are fading. It was wet. Collingwood are good. Collingwood were just too good.
Shout out to Lockie Schultz in that game as well. He won the medal. I mean, I'll be honest. I haven't rated Schultz, but he played like that. He was unreal. Kicked 3 goals. Worked hard. And you can see why he was brought into the club. I think Ginnivan was probably he probably didn't gel with the club. Schultz is probably a bit more of a, we'll say, level head, and probably fits into the club environment. And now he's starting to play well. So that sort of faith is paying off, I guess.
Yeah, no, well said, Jonas. I can't believe Pendlebury and Slybottom are still doing what they're doing, by the way, just quietly.
I know.
Pendlebury has 29 touches. Sidebottom has 24. They just keep fighting the footy.
Master of the
remarkable.
dink, steel side bottom.
It is, and they always play well against Carlton.
Yep. So does Jack Crisp. Anyway,
Sure.
it's just
But yeah, I mean, and then Dacos was well held by Hewitt, I thought, in the first half, and then he just Nick Dacos this is, and then he just
Yeah.
went off
He
the
was
chain.
good.
I mean,
He was really good.
Yeah.
Hewitt can hold his head up high. He played really
individually,
well.
Carlton haven't had like Hewitt's been pretty good. Chera's been
He kicked 2 goals and had however much, like
he kicked a third of our
did he have
goals,
30?
George Hewitt.
he had 30 touches, I think, as well.
29, 30, something like that.
20 odd, yeah.
Ollie Hollins kicked 2 goals.
He kicked a really good goal from 50 as well.
He did.
That was a
Old Dutchy
that was a really good goal.
gave the celebration ode to his brother as well. The
The
photography.
Sun Hyung Min,
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Sun celebration.
Bang. What about the Saints?
Jeez.
That's such a big win for their season.
Especially since
Like-
they're staying in Adelaide 2 weeks in a row.
I wonder if they'd be coming home. You
No,
reckon?
I think they're hanging around. I'm not
staying?
sure if you saw what Jack Higgins said in the post-match interview.
I don't like
did say that,
Adelaide.
actually.
I think, yeah, he said he doesn't like Adelaide. I'm just going to play COD with the boys. So,
Play card with the boys, man.
We're slowly
but I'm
footy
not
is
sure about you
slowly
guys.
becoming the NBA.
yeah.
Sure.
I'm not sure about you guys, but that game reminded me a lot of that Hawthorn Port game from last year, except that St Kilda actually held on, and they kicked goals late.
Yep,
Like
that was the
in that- in
difference.
Yeah, in that last quarter, they looked like they were trying to save the game, and then, I mean, Sinclair kicks a great goal on the run, and then I think Collard gets a goal, and then they get another goal, and they kick 3 in about, say, 6 minutes,
Game was
and
over.
sort of ice the game. So,
Big win by the Saints.
just on that, what does that say about Port? Because on paper, I mean, you look at how their how their probably best players went, and you'd say, oh, they probably win this game 9 times out of 10.
Just look at their ends.
Hornet played well.
Mm.
Al Pepper played well.
Look at their.
Georgiades had an almost sort of day.
You go out of the middle though. It's just such an exponential drop off.
Yeah.
Just one of those games where they just, I don't know, it just didn't work.
It was such a Port
gel.
loss. It was such a Port Adelaide
Yeah.
loss.
Yeah.
And speaking of Port Adelaide losses, that's another game where they've had a retro kit and they've lost in it.
Yes.
They wore their
Sure.
retro jumpers against Brisbane last year. They got thumped. They wear this retro kit against St Kilda. They lose. They haven't won wearing these retro kits that, all in all, do look quite good.
And what did they do after
It was
they
beautiful.
got thumped by the Lions last year?
Speaking on kits, boys,
Oh, bang.
there's some very good gather round jumpers that are being released by the AFL that some clubs will be wearing or gather round this year. Did you guys see any of those ones?
Yes, we did, Jonas.
did.
Now, I reckon we rank them
Yep.
1 to 5.
Yes.
We have the Melbourne, the Adelaide, the St Kilda, the Gold Coast, and the Sydney jumpers to rank.
Yes.
Now, can we all agree on number 1?
I think we can.
Doodle-oo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
We-
3,
We-
2, 1.
Sydney.
Sydney.
The Bloods.
Yep, Sydney. Such a clean kick. If I was a Swans fan and I had money, I would buy that 100%, and
Yeah,
I
we all
would
got
wear
money.
that every day.
It's just clean. It's
It's
just
just clean.
it is just beautiful. It's just
And
like
James Rowbottom makes it look really good too.
talk about an unsung hero. My
Jimmy.
word. One of my
Jimmy.
one of my favorite memories of Sydney is in the 2022 grand final. I was walking down Swan Street and I walked past this pub. It was the Sydney Cheer Squad pub, and they were singing the theme song. Like this is at like 10:30, 11 in the morning, a couple hours before the bounce, and then it's just grand final day is like Christmas Day. Anyway,
100%. Okay, cool.
Better than Christmas.
That's a good call.
Is our Christmas.
Number 2.
Hmm.
I reckon we've all probably got the same one as well.
I've got mine.
Yep. I reckon I know. I
I've got
reckon we
mine.
will too. I reckon we will too.
I'm gonna go. Let's just go 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. I'm going Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Oh, bang.
Yeah. We've all got
I'm
the
a
same.
sucker for that classic logo.
Yeah, it's
I'm a
pretty
sucker for it.
good. It's a good
They
jersey.
did it really well with the West Coast jumper last year, where Harley Reid kicked his first goal against the Swans.
Yep.
That was a great jumper. That logo just makes the kit so much better.
Yep.
They're in trouble though, the D's. But anyway, it's another topic.
Big game against the Bombers.
Yep.
True. Jesus.
Massive game against. We'll be there on the hill.
Really
don't-
good on the D's.
I don't know who to barrack
So-
for. That's a that's a wash my mouth out.
True.
Number 3.
True, because then... Oh, no.
All right.
It's Carlton West Coast to that morning.
That's a massive game.
Anyway,
Yep.
funny. Anyway, all right, number 3. All right,
Great.
3, 2, 1.
The Suns.
Gold Coast.
Yeah, I'll back in the Suns.
I'm
I was
loving that.
tossing up-
I'm loving that grapefruit jersey. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It reminds me a bit of a soccer kit,
It does
like
actually.
Inter Miami.
Like what's the Inter Miami.
Some other
That's the
pink
one.
jerseys.
Yeah, Inter Miami. But yeah, I'm a sucker for pink. A lovely jumper.
Yeah.
I argue it should be in their regular rotation.
Their clash jumper.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what?
Better than their yellow one.
that was one pink, yeah.
All right.
And to be honest, better than their red Kmart singlet. But that's just me.
I
I've
follow
gone
this account on Twitter.
Yep.
And every game they rate out of 10 the clash score of like the jerseys. And it's a funny interesting.
Yeah.
As in like
Also-
Collingwood Carlton on Thursday night
Yeah.
was
That would've
Pretty
been quite
poor.
high. Oh, yeah. Wait, is it the lower the score, the more
the
the
lower the
clash?
score, the worse the visibility.
Just look at the shorts,
Yeah, I was
people.
thinking
That's
that
interesting.
watching the game.
What'd you say, Tim? Look at the shorts.
Look at the shorts. Anyway,
Yeah, maybe you're right.
just like
All right, number 4.
I've gone the
We're
Crows.
going the Saints.
Oh, here we go. Got a bit of
Ooh.
conjecture.
Wait, I've gone number 4, I've gone St Kilda.
What did I say? I said the Saints. Why do you not like the Saints, T-Dub?
Because it's just
I don't really like the Saints either, to be honest.
it just looks
I love
stupid.
the collar. I'm a sucker for a collar
Yeah.
on a jumper.
Forget about the collar grade, man. Look at the jumper.
I love it.
It's
love it.
hideous.
Looks like Zabs. Oh, this isn't Zabs like that.
I have no
Yeah, I
idea.
suppose it is a bit like
Adelaide's is just
Zabs.
classy. It's sleek. But the Saints is
You know
just
what? You've convinced me.
No, I'm staying with the Saints.
the Saints is
We're going to get on the
just
Crows. We're going to show a bit of love.
But
City
the
of
thing-
Churches.
The thing is with the
so
Crows one that I
we
don't
can't put
like-
the Crows last. We get stabbed there on
No,
Thursday
no.
night.
Yeah, true.
No, but if you compare it to the other gather round jumpers, this one's kind of basic.
Yeah, but we're not comparing it to other gather round jumpers. We're comparing it to the 5 in the list.
I still think it's quite basic compared to the 5 on the list. It's just a black jumper with the logo on it.
It's navy blue, great.
All right, we're going to have to agree to disagree. We're going to put Adelaide at 4, Saints at 5.
Yeah.
No, I'm sticking with Saints at 4.
Oh well, 2 against 1. Let the comments section decide.
Bang. Yeah, true.
Bang. It's a big call. Yeah, the grey jumpers. More clubs should do it. Like maybe every club should do a specialised jumper for gather round.
Yep, if Carlton did it, I'd buy some so I could potentially burn them.
We're becoming more and more like the NBA with this sort of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, true. But
Like
I
you
like
say,
it.
Carlton
Or
Collingwood.
like football.
You say Carlton Collingwood clash jumper. Go back to the 90s. There was no such
Yeah,
thing.
true. When they fought in the mud.
I swear Carlton didn't have an
True.
away jumper until like 2010.
The light blue one.
No,
The
we had
M&M one,
white
yeah.
before that. I did like that. I did like that
Didn't
jumper. I won't
didn't he
lie.
also have a yellow one as well? Yeah,
That was
like
a
bright
one-off
yellow one.
with Optus. That was a one-off against Fremantle in Perth. That was absolutely hideous.
Yeah, white.
Now, Janice, you got a
Don't
bit
mind
of
it,
a international. We'll go for a flight.
Oh,
Go for a
yes.
quick flight around the globe.
So we'll go for a quick flight. So Manchester City legend Kevin De Bruyne has announced that he will leave Man City at the end of the year. He's been there for 10 years.
Conveniently,
He's a six-time Premier League winner,
that is
and he's
ridiculous.
arguably one of the top. He's arguably one of the top 3 Premier League midfielders of all time. Just so reliable, so classy. Just saw the passes before anyone else. He just knew where to put the ball. And there was one game. This just proved his we'll say his responsibility for the club. In 2022, Liverpool and Man City are chasing for the title, neck and neck. Manchester City play Wolves away. They have to win to keep a 3-point buffer to Liverpool. And guess what De Bruyne does? Scores 4 goals.
I remember
Bang.
that.
They win. They win 5-1, and
I
they
remember that
maintain
game.
their 3-point. They maintain their 3-point lead on Liverpool, and then they win their 4th in 5 years, I think.
Do we know where he's going or nothing?
No, he hasn't said. Like I read it and I thought he was retiring.
He's
but
coming to
I think
Auckland
he's just
FC,
leaving.
boys.
Come to Adelaide
Come
United,
on, the
big man.
Reds.
Come, big man.
He's coming to
We'll be
imagine
going to
that.
Saudi or something.
Kevin De Bruyne and Geordie Yule, the link up we never knew we needed.
Bang. I love that, Janice. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, it's the time of the pod where we get into the unsung heroes.
I love this.
Yes. This is great.
A bit of an
All
interesting round.
Yep.
I'll kick us off.
There you
Beautiful.
go, Cooks.
Actually, I won't kick us off.
Well,
No, I will kick us off.
I love the indecision. First option's
I'm
always your best
going-
option.
Some man changing his mind.
No, I'm not changing my mind. I'm going to the Gold Coast game.
Yep.
And I'm going Joel Jeffrey.
Ooh. Like it.
Now, I didn't really know much about this bloke, but I'll tell you what, he can play the game. He's not like the one in the spotlight down there. They got Collins, they got Andrew. But he's a gun. Like, he's underrated, I reckon. Watch him next game. He did not lose a one-on-one contest on the weekend. I think he had about 15 touches and really kicked off some of their rebound off halfback. So I am giving a little shout out to Joel Jeffrey, the Suns.
That's what we like.
Great call, Cookie.
Janus.
Pick up. Oh, okay. I'll go. I'm going to the Giants game today. I'm going to a man who's never had a Brownlow vote in his career.
Paul Piopolo.
I'm going with Lockie Ash. Lockie Ash. I
He was a
really.
gun.
He's a jet. He looks so classy with the ball. He had 30 odd touches, and he had about 90% efficiency.
Oh, that's
But
big.
he just provides so much run off that half back line. But the Giants obviously like the tsunami, and he facilitates that back line. He just saunters. He just goes for runs in the middle of the ground, just finds players,
The earthquake
finds people, and
creates the
and he just
tsunami.
links up. Gets links up. I mean, today he ran from half back, links up, gets a mark. Looks like he's going to line up for goal, and just does a great little pass to Jake Stringer, who does pick another behind. But he just he just looks so classy off that half back line. I'm going with Mr. Ash. Hopefully he
He
gets a
was
Brownlow vote soon.
You should.
Deserves it. Been around since 2019, I think. So.
I like that nickname too, the
Right,
Earthquake.
Yep.
Pick up.
Exactly.
Our
I
first double up,
agree. Here we go.
Oh.
as in someone that we've said in a previous week.
He's already gotten votes.
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
Darcy Cameron.
Ooh, I like it.
Ooh. That's not who I thought you were going to say, but I like it.
Not who I
He
thought you were going to say either.
he was so good on Thursday night. Like, won the hit outs, led all comers clearances, had like 20-something touches. That's a good performance against arguably the most informed ruckman in the game at the moment. And he beat him.
That's a good
And
point.
to be honest, beat him comfortably. Cameron always plays well against De Koning. Always has. Some players just match up better on others. He just matches up really well against De Koning. So he is my unsung hero from round 4. Now, we've got Jeffrey, Ash, and Cameron. So
He had 8 clearances. The first.
that's a lot of
I'll get the
clearances.
stats up. Let's have a look.
That's a lot of clearances.
Let's see.
Mm.
So,
Interesting.
Yep.
we got a. So, Joel Jeffrey, he had.
15 at
I mean,
53.
it's not all about stats.
I think Joel
Clean
Jeffrey
up.
should go 1 vote.
11 contested. Listen, I mean, I'm going to back my man, and I reckon Lockie Ash should get the 3.
The only thing about Lockie Ash is he was playing West Coast.
That is true.
But then
Whereas
Darcy
also
Cameron's playing
Collingwood
Carlton.
were playing
Darcy
Carlton.
Cameron's playing,
Exactly.
but he's playing on De Koning.
He's beaten the
True.
best ruckman in the game.
So, and beating him comfortably. And they
Comfortably
won
strong,
quite
but he's beaten him.
comfortably. So, I'm happy with Cameron, Ash, Jeffrey.
Yep. Let's do it.
Bang.
There you have it.
He needs to get a Brownlow vote, Lockie Ash, for that game, though.
Yeah, true.
He may not.
He's so silky.
He might not.
I
Jesse
mean-
will get 3.
Oh,
Just
Tom
kicked
Green had
9 goals.
Tom Green had a fair bit. Nah, no way Lockie Ash is getting a Brownlow vote. You've had a
No,
bloke
that
kick.
helps.
You've had a bloke kick 9. You've had Toby Green have 24 and kick 3. Tom Green's had
And the kid with the
37
win.
and kick 2. And Darcy Jones has had 24 and kick
Jeez.
2.
A soldier. Love
I
it.
did not know Tom Green at 37 and kick 2.
Tom Green 3 votes. Hogan 2 votes. Green 1 vote.
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
Ash with an honorary vote in the back.
Show some love to the Jess.
Jesticles.
Righty. You watch us for the gather round. I'm going to kick us off.
Yep.
Why does the jeez? I'm having flashbacks to the semi-final. I can't be there again with another Hawthorn loss. The big watch has to be, will they step up? Not really step up because Porter rubbish, but they were also rubbish last year.
They-
bury him this week.
That a home semi, great man.
More just carting him on. It's not really a watch.
Yep.
All right. I'll go.
Watch how Guinea
I-
plays. That's what I want to watch actually, because Guinea's been rubbish this year.
Will
And he was
Sisley
rubbish
hit
And
the
I
post.
suppose, and you know, remember all the comments and stuff. So, big game for
Exactly.
Ginnivan.
Watch how Guinea. Yeah. Tell you what, it's going to be interesting. And ski us
Alright.
away.
I'll go. I'm going to go to the Carlton West Coast game. And particularly, I want to see a certain H. Reid pull a finger out of his ass and actually
Take over.
switch on and
Can he
take
not?
over.
Can he wait another week, please?
He's been very poor. He's well, not poor. Sorry, poor is a bit harsh, but he's been quite caught up in a, we'll say, expectation. Probably let his tempers get the better of him. I reckon in a game like this where it's a big game, both clubs, he can use this opportunity to prove himself, step up.
If
Going H. Reid.
this is the Harley Reid legacy game, I will just. I'll be so flat. I'll be.
You reckon Hewitt will go to him?
I don't even know. We're 16th, great man. We're
You shouldn't
0
even
and
worry
4.
about him. Don't even worry about him.
Just worry about smashing them around the ground.
Exactly.
My
watch, T-Dubs?
watch. My watch is. I reckon the first game. I reckon the first game could be an absolute belter.
True.
I reckon it could be. You're playing a team that's two teams that are reasonably informed. Like, reasonably informed.
Mm.
Could be an absolute perler. And I will
All I can say is
say.
no Jack Henry will be. That'll be big.
Yeah, but they're all
Good
not going to
launch.
play well again. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, they kicked,
Here's
I
my
think
thing.
it was 13 of their 14 goals.
Yep. The Hydra went bang, but they've been quite. They've kicked majority of the goals in or they're being involved at least in all the games they played in.
Yeah.
We'll see if O'Sullivan is really what they say he is.
We'll see who O'Sheen locks down. That's who we're gonna see. Who does O'Sheen go to? Is a real question.
Could be fascinating.
Yeah, and we'll be there. So
Yes.
Yes. It'll be very exciting.
It will be.
how good?
We'll
Anyway.
definitely be making lots of content.
Oh, yes.
yes.
Stay tuned for all
Hey.
that sort of stuff.
Come and say hello.
Feel free to come up and say hello.
Come and say hello.
We'll be on the hill. We'll be all over the grounds.
If you're in Adelaide Oval between the hours of like 1 and 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon and Carlton are not playing well, if the fire alarm gets pulled, you'll know who it is.
With a Nathan Lyon situation.
I'm joking, but oh jeez. If they lose to West Coast, mate,
Oh God.
it'll just
Will
be
you
a
dye your
new,
hair blue?
it'll just be a new low.
Anyway, that's Saturday, great man. Let's enjoy the week.
Janus, my weekend will be over at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, and I will be a recluse for the rest of the time. I will legitimately shut down. To be 0-5 with a loss
Well-
to the Eagles would just be, oh,
The final straw.
Matthew Owies is going to kick 9.
Or through the Matthew Owens Cup. I forget.
I swear.
You probably will.
If I have to see that
He
little
will.
turd
He
pull
will.
that little jumper and go bang, 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 I'll start crying.
He'll rip 18 off. He'll rip 18 different jumpers off.
Oh, just,
One for every goal he kicks.
it can happen. It may happen. But they can't surprise me.
Well,
We will see.
we will
We will
see.
see.
We will see.
We will see.
We will see you next week.
All right.
Thank you all very much for listening. It's a pleasure to come. That was a good segue. It's a pleasure
That was
sitting in our
sensational.
respective chairs in our respective studios. We appreciate all your support, whether it be in the short form or the long form. We hope we are contributing something to your football knowledge, whether it be laughter, intellectual capacity, or just insights that you just may not think of. Anyway, we've rambled enough. Have a lovely week. And we will, if you're in Adelaide, say hello.
We'll see you in Adelaide.
We'll see you in Adelaide.